three that missed last weekend, how are they?
Yeah, well, very good. They trained with us on Tuesday, Monday a little bit, and Tuesday full session. So we're expecting them to train today with us. There's been no reaction; they weren't in yesterday as a result of that. So yeah, got a selection problem for this weekend.
Elsewhere, any other absentees or returns?
No. Clayton Donaldson's been back in. He's gone. He's doing well. So he's progressing nicely with it. Jamie Devitt is still at Blackpool doing his rehab, but he's been out on the grass this week, so that's been really good. And Joe Riley was out on the grass this week, just jogging, but just to get him out of that gym and a change of scenery it's been fantastic for him. So he's buzzing and going the right way as well.
And for Joe, I suppose he'll take inspiration from Jake. I suppose Jake's obviously had that massive long-term injury.
And Jake's been great with him, you know. And the other injured boys that we've had over the period of time, Matty Palmer, but I've seen a real maturity in Joe over the last couple of months with dealing with the injury and taking responsibility in his rehabilitation as well.
And Clayton, what sort of timescale?
No, I don't know. Difficult to put a timescale on, but you know, he's moving in the right direction, and that's the most important thing. There's you know, touch wood, everything's gone smoothly from the operation, and you know, he's working very hard.
And just to look back on Saturday, given those late notice injuries, I suppose, for a better phrase, how pleased were you with what you got?
Yeah, massive. You know, it was. It just shows you the. I think our boys deserve a lot more credit than what they're getting a little bit. You know, I think you look at the situation, that what happened, not just at the end of the season, but what had been going on at the club for 18 months, 20 months, say. And you know, to then, and I didn't know this, I wasn't aware of it, I got made aware of it afterwards, to have the best home form in the league is, you know, that's impressive for them. They deserve an awesome amount of credit for it. The challenge to them now is to, you know, try and get some more wins on the road, but the most important thing is that, you know, while your form at home is as good as that, when you do go on your travels, you do pick up points.
Do the players feel they're getting enough credit?
I don't know. I've not particularly asked them. I don't think they'll be. It's just that was just my opinion. I think when that statistic came out, I thought, you know, yeah, you look at people were saying, opposition managers were saying at the time that we hadn't won in 5. Well, take that into context. We'd played 3 games against League One clubs and drawn one of those 3 and narrowly got beaten the other 2. So I don't think that they got the credit that they deserve. You know, the last time we were at home in the league, we won.
Yeah.
But that's the world we live in now. It's mad. It's, you know, somebody loses a game and it's all of a sudden, you know, wonder how many games he's got left or he's got. It's just nonsense.
Do you feel the performance on Saturday, I know you said afterwards it wasn't the sort of the football performance that you would have liked, but the spirit and the hard-fought nature of it, that's sort of the galvanising force for everybody, the players, the squad, the fans?
That's what I mean. You have to put things in context, and just like I said after the game, you sometimes need to pause and reflect and just realise, you know, what it's all about. At the end of the day, you know, it is a game. You know, unfortunately, we're playing Leyton Orient this weekend, who sadly lost their manager, and that puts things into context. But if anybody thinks that, you know, your team's going to turn up and dominate a game from start to finish for 46 games of the season, then they're living in cloud cuckoo land. And though like you say, Saturday's performance was a real good performance because it was a battling performance. They had to fight for everything, and yet we could have won it. Well, it was quite a comfortable 1-0 win, if I'm being honest. That they had one shot on target, which was right at the death, where the referee gives them the ball when he stops play, when we actually have possession of it. So I just think it was one of those games where, yeah, get the result and move on, and you know, there'll be more of those results throughout the course of these 27 games, because you know the weather kicks in, some pitches won't be great, and then you have to dig in and battle. And what we saw last weekend is that our lads, as well as trying to play the right way, in my opinion, they can actually stand up and fight and dig and do the what people call the ugly stuff, but I call the lovely stuff.
And almost on that point, I suppose, in terms of taking responsibility, Jake Reeves' second starts in a row, 99 minutes on a Saturday as well.
I forgot about that. Yeah, 99 minutes.
It's the first time I've seen him since he's come back. What surprised me was his sort of the way he was off the ball as well, not afraid to get his voice out there and heard and organise, and that surprised me actually.
Well,
Only from the point of view, I think, because he's come back from such a long-term injury,
yeah.
he may be forgiven for being a bit more sort of self-conscious, I suppose.
Yeah, no, that's him. That's his character. That's who he is. He's been like that, like you say, from the minute that I've been in the building. I can remember when, you know, like I say, that first week, you tried to get round everybody, and I made sure I got round him because he'd been out injured. And straight away, in my first meeting with him, I could tell that, you know, he had an opinion. He was knowledgeable in his opinion, and he had a love for the game that then when he comes back playing, you see straight away in those games. And I understand what you're saying, but no, once he was back on the bike, you know, that was it. He was away.
And you touched on it there about Leyton Orient and the awful events for the summer.
Yeah.
From the outside looking in, how impressed have you been with how they've handled everything?
Well, from a club point of view, you know, it's hard to imagine, isn't it? Or what do you do? How do you go about it? How do you behave? How do you conduct yourself? But I think from the club to the supporters, the way that they've handled it, how they've gone about it, to the players. They've been magnificent, haven't they? And, you know, like I say, we can only imagine. I saw Justin on holiday once, a couple of times at games, but never came up against him. But you just have to listen to what everybody said about him as a bloke, as a person, and, you know, he'd be sadly missed.
And on the pitch, what are you expecting from them?
Well, we've watched the games, we've watched the videos. Obviously, they've gone through a situation now where they had a caretaker manager, then they appoint a manager. Now Ross is back in charge. So there's a little bit. They're trying to, I would imagine, trying to get some stability now. And obviously, from being through that situation at Blackburn, it's. You know, it is unsettling, and you just want to get sorted, and I'm sure that the club will do that in the next couple of weeks.
And you mentioned about bodies coming back.
Yeah. After
this weekend, it's crazy, it's hectic, isn't it? It'll give you a selection headache, but it's also great in terms of the resources that you've got.
It is. It's you know, if there's a time where you want the selection problems where everyone or near enough everybody's fit, it's around this period, and. Like you say, it's raised the standard of training again already this week. People know that there's no guarantees, and they've got to go out and perform. So the group is driving each other, which is eventually what you want to get to. And I'm delighted with how they've gone about it this week, and looking forward to the weekend's game now.
Brilliant, thank you.
You mentioned Jake and how vocal he is at things.
Yeah.
It was noticeable at set pieces. He was telling the younger players like Connor and that where best to be, their positions and things. How crucial is that for you as a manager, that you've got that voice on the pitch now?
Huge. I think, again, you know, society now is, the kids are always on the phones, they're always, you know, texting, so the art of conversation sometimes is lost with them. So I sound like an old man by saying that, but it's, you need somebody on the pitch that organises, that talks, that, you know, puts people in the right position, because, you know, at times from the touchline it's very difficult to do as the manager. And so the more people that you can have on there, and Chris Taylor, he's one as well, And I think in the last couple of games where they've been involved, well, I've seen it and heard the difference that it makes to the team. Just that experience and passing it on. For the younger ones, we've been saying to them prior to those two coming in the team that they need to now step forward and encourage them to speak and organise, and don't be so wise after the events happened. You know, if you're seeing it, correct it before if it was need correcting. So they're learning, and they've got two great examples in there, and obviously with Varney at the top end of the pitch as well.
I suppose it's that thing, isn't it? Young players, they're only going to learn by playing.
Yeah.
You don't want to knock the confidence out of them, so having those players there.
100%, and that's it. It's you know, I sat down with Connor Wood and said to him about the next stage for, if you look at him last year and to his performances this year, you know, the night and day, and then you just look then at the next level for him to step up to is being that leader by using his voice along the back four as well. And you know, Powdy coming into the team's a good talker as well. So I think that's important. The more noise you have on the pitch, the better it is.
Talking about John Riley getting back on the grass, I mean, that must be a great lift for him.
Brilliant. Not just for him, it was great for everybody to see him jogging around the pitch, you know, and he's worked ever so hard, but like I say, the change in the lad as a person over the last couple of months has been really pleasing to see.
Sort of matured or,
yeah, just like realise it. So, you know, obviously last season wasn't great for him on a footballing point of view. Pre-season started, fresh start for him, and then to have, you know, that hammer blow and the manner of what it was as well, in terms of nobody near him when it happened, and I think getting over the initial disappointment, the determination and the desire from him to, right, I'm getting back and I'm going to use this time wisely, you know. If you see him now physically, he is ripped, and he's not shy to let you know he's ripped, you know. But that's a credit to him in terms of how he's gone about it.
He could have gone under quite
easily, of course.
Couldn't he? Particularly, as you say, after such a difficult year.
Yeah.
He's getting his
the
chance.
world's against me. What's the point? All that.
Turn the corner, and then he gets that injury.
Yeah. And he hasn't. He's gone the other way, and his diet, like I say, he's gone really serious on his diet. He's gone really serious on his rehabilitation, and that's not to say that he wasn't serious before. And I'm just saying that that's that maturity of the realisation of, right, yeah, this can help me and get me back quicker if that's the case. And he's been really good, and we're delighted for him. Like I say, all the lads were buzzing to see him back out on the grass.
Has he got a chance for this season then, if he's back out on the grass?
Oh, blooming heck.
I mean, it's 5 months, 4 monts.
See what I mean about the media? Look, he's out on the grass once, and now where is he back? It's our biggest piece of string is, I'm afraid it is that. You would hope so in this day and age where they do come back quicker and turn around.
Is he on course?
Oh, he's on course, but like you say, we're not going to push him to say you must get back for this, or, you know, and then we've said that to him as well, you know. Players, when they get to that situation, the contract situation plays on the minds, and we totally understand all that. And I've said that to him, you know, you don't go and do something that puts you back even further, and then by sort of like, oh, I need to get back to them because of this and this and this. Just relax. You just got to take your time with it, and if it needs 3 more weeks, you take those 3 more weeks. If it's you're back earlier, 3 weeks earlier, then brilliant, you do that. But yeah, he's going the right way.
And obviously Remy's coming up in a minute. I mean, I think
good luck.
How would you assess Remy's half a season so far?
He's done all right. He's done all right. There's more to come from him. You know, he went out on loan last year, probably didn't play enough as he would have liked. Second loan, I think he's certainly done better than his first loan. I think there's still more to come from him. I think he can push himself harder, which we spoke to him about and he's aware of. But he's a young player learning, and again, it's that what we were talking about earlier with Connor Wood. It's the accumulation of games and experience and know-how and realising what he can do, because you saw last week when he's like pressing like he is and running around as quick as what he is, with and without the ball, he's a handful. And again, he's another one that's benefited from obviously listening to Varney last weekend.